And how did you get introduced to Buddhism?
Oh, that's a great question. I was in a strip club one night.
Oh, how can this be? I finally found peace. Just how long till she stripped from me?
I've been living in New York for 3 years now, and when I moved here I knew that practicing my faith in such a fast-paced environment was going to be difficult. One effort I took to enrich my faith in the city was choosing to study religions. This semester studying Buddhism, I've learned a lot, but most of what I've learned seems to counter the life that I lead in New York. How does one reject sense objects and eliminate desire in a place that's full of entertainment and things to buy? So I decided to ask some questions of people more experienced. My first instinct was to contact some local temples to see if I could talk to anyone there, but unfortunately, they all ghosted me. I went anyway. First, I went to the Mahayana Buddhist temple in Chinatown. I was very impressed by the massive sculptures and the art surrounding the main hall depicting the life of the Buddha. There were devotional spaces where followers would burn incense and make offerings, and a gift shop on the second floor where I collected some ephemera. So I bought this bracelet at the Mahayana Buddhist temple in Chinatown, hopefully gained some merit in the process. It's got some symbols carved into the beads, looks like a meditating Buddha on a lotus flower, some Chinese characters. This neat little knot that also reminds me of the lotus flower. And the best part, it smells like incense. Next, I visited the Wat Buddha Thai Tavoorn Vanaram in Queens, where they had a beautiful outdoor garden. Immediately, I noticed the difference in the architecture. Where the Mahayana temple in Chinatown had a more contemporary look on the outside, the Wat was emulating a more traditional style. The sculptures were similar, though these seemed to have a more personal touch, as if some objects belonged to families in the community and were donated. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of visiting these temples. I was worried I'd be seen as an imposter, but everyone I encountered on my visit was very welcoming. Being in these temples, I was reminded a lot of the Catholic churches I grew up in, which I wasn't expecting. I felt very comfortable there, and I could see how spaces like these could create refuge when you're far from home and in the big city. In my desperation to find someone to talk to, I did finally meet Tiffany, a friend of a friend of a friend who has been practicing Buddhism in the city since 2011. She was gracious enough to tell me about her experience.
My name is Tiffany Rutherford.
And how long have you been practicing Buddhism?
Since 2011,
Wow.
when I was 21 years old.
Wow.
Yes.
And
I'll be 30 in a month.
before that, were you religious at all?
Not at all. Just
Okay.
living a life, you know,
Yeah.
the day-to-day hustle bustle that we're
Yeah.
all used to here in the tri-state area. Well, when I was 21 years old, you know, still figuring myself out as an African-American, mixed race, lesbian woman, young woman. Life was very challenging because I'm not who I am today. I was pulled out of the gutter
I hear that.
to help people and blossom and understand who I am through Buddhism. You know, my life at that time was, I was homeless.
Okay.
I was.
All right.
I was homeless. I was a chef at Whole Foods. I just got the job. My life was seriously changing when I encountered this woman who saved my life, who had been practicing for about 10 years prior. My friend name is Nadej, and I call her my sponsor, aka my lifesaver. So we talked, we had great conversations, we talked for days. You know, I didn't want to leave her side. It was something about her and the practice that I was so attracted to. Because I started to see the environment change when we were together. I started to see that. I had to run into an auto shop and, I said, I'll be right back. I opened the car door and I hit the car next to me on the left. I came back to my car. There was a passenger. The same vehicle was there. The passenger of that car opened up the door and nicked my door. The same cause and effect happening before my eyes again. There were too many signs that were adding up, and I said, you know what? I would like to visit a meditation meeting one day.
Like, how do you balance those, like the spiritual side of saving your life and the physical, needing to make money to, survive, kind of saving
That's
your
a great
life?
question, Elias.
Mm-hmm.
Elias?
Yes.
That
yes.
I've never even tried to process.
Yeah.
You know why? Because of my determination for wanting to change. I've just, as they say, thugged it out. I feel as though when I go to the temple, I'm there, and when I leave temple, it's back to reality. Once I got back to work, what happened was I immediately I started to see the environment at work, people's attitudes towards me change. After feeling the peace, that peace is very deep and profound. And after feeling like, wow, I'm a part of a group, I'm a member of a group that I will always be connected with, past, present, and future speaking. So, I started to change heading to work, back into the real world.
Kind of
right?
changed you.
It did.
And that in turn changed your environment.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So do you think that...
And
that
I was very
changed?
respectful to people.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay, so it's also interpersonal.
yes, and respectful as far as, let's say if I was late, I apologize, I'm so sorry, versus maybe the past me would just, go along without even apologizing. Just the simplicity of recognizing that I made a mistake and I am sorry. It was almost like there was this light shining that you can see from the New Jersey side of Lincoln Tunnel. I'll tell you both sides.
Let's hear it, yeah.
Because there's days, I may miss.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Me too.
It's
yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Like I said, the hustle bustle.
Talking to Tiffany helped me realize how important choice is to stay centered in the city. It's up to me to thug it out and stay determined. It's also up to me to forgive myself and move forward when I miss. I'm excited to say I'll be joining her for meditation this Sunday.
Oh, how can this be? I finally found peace. Just how long till she stripped from me?